Hello friends. So today even I had my CET exam. Okay, so I had my day 2 slot 2 paper, and so this is our analysis from MBA pathshala on the 2016 CET paper. Overall, the paper was moderate to difficult, which we have seen in the last 2 slots also. So we're going to take each section and then divide it into the 3 parts, as in easy, moderate, and difficult. And these will be the sections which you have to usually avoid, and then majorly try to focus on these 2 areas so that you score more. Okay. So in the logical reasoning, you had overall of 75 questions on this section. Okay. But then in terms of the easy questions that we had, you had critical reasoning around 12 questions. This was one of the most popular questions, like very easy ones. Okay. Then you had the symbols and conclusions, another easy. Coding, decoding, syllabes, and direction sense. Okay, so these were overall close to 37 questions, which were actually very easy questions. Even in like people, you might be hearing logic, what tough tha, but out of 75, 37 were like very easy. Okay, so this 37 you have to anyway score. Then in the moderate part you have the data sufficiency. This was again based on generic logical based questions, but still it was a bit lengthy. Okay, that's why I would have put this thing. Mainly it's moderate because it was lengthy. Then you have 5 questions on DS. Input output is exactly the way we had in the pathshala mocks. Okay, as in alternate words and numbers. But then it was too time consuming, so I don't expect you to get all 6 on 6. It will be difficult. And blood relation again was a bit tedious because they have made it like too big. Okay, so overall you have 16 questions which were in the range of moderate level. And as in the pathshala mocks that we have shown, even the puzzles in the logical section was like very difficult. Though it was based on one of my favorite topics, that is circular arrangement and linear arrangement, but it was made too lengthy and too confusing. It was, I would say, at par with CAT or even tougher than CAT. Okay, so you had 12 questions, and then there were 2 sets, I remember, on linear arrangement. One was horizontal arrangement, one was the vertical arrangement. So there were 12 questions there, and 7 questions on circular arrangement where people facing inside and outside, look like that. And then a generic logical question, but then it had only 3 questions in that. So overall this part, as in the difficult part, had 22 questions, and it was wise that you don't waste your time on these 22 questions itself. Focus more on this 37 and 16, and then try to score at least of 50 out of this 75. Okay, in this section. So that's about logical reasoning. Okay, so the next section that we are taking is abstract reasoning, which is nothing but visual reasoning itself. Now this section was overall, I would say, easy because you had only 3 different kinds of question over here. First was the missing figure, as in the first figure itself was missing, and then you had 4 figures in the line, and then you have to answer it. And it was very easy because it was mainly on the triangles moving over niche, and fool patti, one leaf missing, all those. So which is 5 questions on that. But there was no next in series, as in you had 5 questions, and then the next question again is the missing figure that you have to figure it out. You had 15 questions back to back, and everything was like same kind of figure. Just that again, triangles and leaves and all those things. So this was overall very easy. And then there's something called similar pair. Okay, this was a bit time consuming. That's why I put it in the moderate section, because you had questions which were very lengthy. So when you go and read the entire question, it took a lot of time. That's why 5 questions over here. So overall, this is 25 questions in this section that you have. So we say that you should score at least of 20 on 25 in this section. That's it. Okay, so in the verbal section again was overall very easy, and this was one section that you have to score. Okay, so in the easy part you had around, I would say the words, okay, which is antonyms and synonyms. These are around 5 questions over here. You had FIBs, okay, 10 questions again over here. Okay, RCs. Okay, the RCs, which is one was very easy. It was based on facts. Okay, this was based on the Manila traffic, something like that. Okay, this had around 5 questions again. Then you have another RC which was based on philosophy. Okay, this had around again 7 questions. This was a bit time consuming because these were lengthy classes compared to the earlier one. So this is around 7 questions over here in the moderate section. Difficult overall was, I don't think there was much of difficult questions in the RCs, okay, because you had, okay, there was one thing that I remember was difficult. You had the phrase. You had phrases, okay. So in this you have to figure out based on the usage of the phrase in the particular sentence, okay. That was around again 7 questions, and this was a bit on a difficult side, you can say. But overall, with this, this 20 questions itself being very easy, and then you had close to with this RC. There's one more thing I remember is that was words. The words which were coming in the RCs again, okay, the RC questions. So which is again, you had 4 or 3 questions like that, which is again very easy. So overall, in this questions we had 50 questions, but you have to score at least 40 out of 50 here. It was so easy. It was so easy. So 40 out of 50 in the verbal section is what we expect. So this is the last section of the paper, cons, which a lot of people usually take in the last, and this was good to be taken in the last because it was one of the toughest sections. Okay. So in this, if I divide it into easy, moderate, and difficult, people should have focused more on DI, and DI was like 2 sets, very easy, which is based on pie charts and graph, and was directly calculating how much the percentage was increase and all that. So these two DI sets, which was around 5 questions or 10 questions on DI over here, and probability का एक question आया था बहुत easy था. Okay, so you have 11 very easy questions in this. You had a table-based DI set, okay, which was again time-consuming, and that takes it to the moderate section. And then series questions you had around 5, which was actually based on finding out the difficult, the wrong odd one out in that 5 numbers. So which again took a lot of time. So, but it was easy. You could have scored at least 3 or 2 right out of the 5. Okay, so that's about the moderate section. In terms of the difficult part, all the topic-based questions that come like time and works, time, speed, distance, profit and loss, geometry, this is all very difficult. Okay, this is very difficult because this, I would say again, at par with CAT. So overall, this section had 50 questions in this. Okay, 50 questions in this, and you had to score 35 at least. And this is the JBIMS score. Okay, so now with all these sections, okay, with going on, with all these sections this way, our overall cutoff for JBIMS is going to be, it's going to be 145 on 200, with LR taking 50 on 75, the abstract reasoning taking 20 on 25. Okay, verbal section taking 40 out of 50. This is the easy section. Okay, and then you have cons, in which you have to score at least like 35 on 50. So these are the cutoff, as in this is the overall cutoff for JBIMS that. Okay. This is the overall cutoff that according to this we come to the end of our analysis on this, and this 145 is the JBIMS cutoff that we are expecting. The cutoff is slightly less than the last year one because of the difficulty in the paper, and the reason that we feel there is the increase in difficulty level is because there is no GDPI this time, and whoever scores like 145 plus is like directly into JBIMS. So regarding more on CET and even for CAT 2016, you can come on FB page, and we're going to have a free CAT workshop that also you can attend coming weekend itself. You have the numbers coming in. You can call on these numbers and register for the free CAT workshop. Thank you.